Now on CoastTV News.
Scorching summer.
I just drank a whole bunch of water just to stay hydrated.
Watering plants and people in near triple-digit temps.
OC tourism tipping point.
They don't want their rights taken away.
How a crucial vote could shake up vacation rentals.
And we have the threat of severe thunderstorms until 9 o'clock this evening.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
You're looking at footage of a boating accident in the Ocean City Inlet. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with breaking news.
We have just learned that boat has at least partially capsized in the Ocean City Inlet. Our team was actually nearby when it happened, so reporter Kevin Zapay, he ran over there. He is live there now. And Kevin, the boat was cleared moments ago. You're there. It's very active. Tell me everything.
Maddie, we are currently at the Ocean City Inlet where a boat was just capsized 45 minutes ago. And let me show you around the area where the boat was hit by apparently a rock. Now it was here near Harrison Harbor's Watch, right near that cement, and it hit a rock, capsized, and then started drifting over to West Ocean City. Now the things that are being told to us is that it hit a rock and flipped over. According to the Ocean City Fire Department, there were at least 5 people on the boat that went into the water. They are now all thankfully accounted for. Natural Resources Police removed them from the water. Now the boat that was capsized drifted, as I said earlier, in West Ocean City, and a boat then went to the capsized boat, tied it up, and brought it even closer to the West Ocean City harbor. Now, this is the area that was recently announced by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers that it was going to be dredged. Now, I believe that that is very important now that a boat, just a singular boat that was out there, hit a rock and was capsized. And as we all know, the White Marlin Open is going to be happening once again here in early August. So I do think it is very important to make sure everything is dredged and ready to go so that this doesn't happen again. Maddie, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Again, this is an active situation. The good news there that no reported serious injuries, but we have a nighttime crew who will stay on this story, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on our CoastTV platforms throughout the evening.
And as mentioned, their emergency dredging in the Ocean City Inlet, that is expected to begin, and it's expected to begin a week ahead of schedule. DNR says the dredge will now arrive Monday, with work beginning the following day on Tuesday. They say dredging is going to take roughly 8 to 10 days, and about 700 cubic yards, or rather 7,500 cubic yards of material will be removed. It comes as the White Marlin Open fishing tournament that Kevin was just talking about, that returns in August.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside. This is Lewis. Another big story of the day is heat and potential storms later. Our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And right now we are tracking a line of strong storms making its way towards the Dover area. Most of that's going to miss us to the north, but we keep a close eye on this cell right here. That's the cell that prompted the most recent severe thunderstorm warning. It has been allowed to expire, but this is that cell. And look at the density of the lightning strikes associated right now near Best Pitch, headed towards Brookview, as well as Mardella Springs. Now, as we begin to track this, it was tracking to the northeast at approximately 25 miles per hour. So I'm expecting it to hit the Ralph community at 6:09, Reliance at 6:29, Seaford by 6:38, Bridgeville by 6:47. There was a secondary cell that I was concerned with. That's now making its way across Crisfield between Fairmount and Indian Hammock. It's going to make its way towards the Westover community by 6:16, Oakview by 6:32, Furnace 6:43, and then it'll hit the Salisbury Regional Airport by about 6:53. Now, we're keeping a close eye on these particular cells for right now, because these are the two that I'm most concerned with beginning to emerge out of the west and southwestern corner of Sussex, as well as this other one that could possibly track a little bit closer towards Highway 113 in our area. Generally speaking, we have the active severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 9 o'clock for tonight. We're at a level 2 of concern as far as severe threat is concerned, so watching out for isolated and intense storms that should be short-lived and scattered at best. And here's our expectation. By 8:30, I'm looking for this to make its move near Highway 13. Then by 10 o'clock, I'm expecting Highway 13 near the Seaford area to be inundated with heavy downpours that could possibly cause flash flooding near Seaford and along Highway 113 north of Salisbury, and then it begins to explode across the rest of Sussex County. We'll continue to track this throughout the night. And Maddie, by the way, if it happens to turn into a severe thunderstorm warning across Sussex County, we'll update folks on our app and keep them abreast as to what's going on.
Thank you, Paul. With all the heat and humidity, temperatures, well, they're pretty darn hot. That is a nice recent change from the rain we've had. And our Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is out there live. Emma, the inland parts specifically under a heat advisory.
Maddie, we're at the Milton Public Library, and take a look at our thermometer here. You can see temperatures well over 100. Granted, we are in direct sunlight here, but we've seen people going in and out of this library all day just trying to get some of that air conditioning. It is a little bit cooler down on the coast by the water, but no matter where you go, you're going to feel the heat.
Enjoying a summer day in the park in Milton. But to keep that park pretty, people like Louise Huntley with the Milton Garden Club have to put in some work, and her job is rain or shine, or a heat advisory and shine.
It's kind of indicative of what Milton, a small town, is like.
As you can see from our Coast TV weather graphics, it's the inland areas that are under a heat advisory, the humidity making it feel like it's 100 degrees or more outside. And when Huntley is hot, the plants are too.
Because every day somebody comes by, we can kind of check to make sure that they get sufficient moisture.
Huntley says on days like this, when she has to be outside, she tries to stay in the shade and stay hydrated. Meanwhile, a little further down the coast in Ocean City, it was a similar scene. Kenny Hoffman taking advantage of the air conditioning and taking other precautions as well.
They were kind of just staying inside, playing with the arcade, trying to take it a cooler route today.
And when he does step outside,
I put on a lot of sunblock. I mean, if you look at me, I'm quite white. Yeah, I need the sunblock, otherwise I burn. And I just drink a whole bunch of water just to stay hydrated.
For now, the heat advisory remains in effect. Thermometers still showing near triple digits, but the winds of change are expected to blow in rain and cooler weather as the week moves on.
Heat like this can be dangerous if you overdo it, and that heat advisory is in place until 8 p.m. tonight. Remember, experts say take breaks from the outdoors, stay hydrated, and check on one another. Reporting live in Milton, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. Let's move on over to Salisbury now. We caught up with some people who have to be outside despite the heat, professionals like landscapers who require workers to complete their jobs in these hot temperatures. One landscaper said that although his team tries to start their work earlier in the day when it's cooler, he reminds his team to pace themselves and listen to their bodies.
Take your time. Don't push it, because it's, this is a full-time job. It's an everyday job, so it's not like you're gonna get a break, a vacation, or something like that. So just pace yourself. Try to, learn what your body can do and be fine with that.
Some of the landscapers will soak their shirts in water in the morning to help stay cool during the landscaping work there in Salisbury.
All eyes on Ocean City as a referendum approaches regarding short-term rentals. If approved, it would require those Airbnb-style spots in residential areas and mobile homes to have a 5-night minimum length stay. And follow me on this one. If it's passed in 2027, that could jump to 31 days. Hotels hope that happens.
To a 31-night minimum, that benefits us a lot, because you're filtering out a whole another layer of customer.
The referendum is July 22nd at the Ocean City Convention Center.
And this brings us into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's your preferred stay option in Ocean City?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. 43% say large hotel, but 34% say Airbnb. That's gotten a little closer, narrower margins there. Boutique hotel and local rental company also getting a portion of the vote. If you haven't voted yet, or if you want to leave a comment, go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we will show you some updated results on Coast TV News at 11. New tonight, Delaware State Police investigating a shooting at the newer Arcadia Landing development in the Angola area. Police say they were called Monday for a shooting that happened on Thursday. Police say people were inside at the time of the shooting, but nobody was hurt. They are now looking for the person responsible. A crash this morning on Coastal Highway sent 2 people to the hospital and backed up traffic for a long time. Take a look at these aerials here. You can see troopers say a Cadillac was driving on Hudson Road, didn't stop, and pulled into a path of a Jeep there. Police say the Jeep hit the driver's side, seriously injuring the Cadillac driver. Police also say the Jeep driver was hurt but is expected to survive.
And over in Selbyville, 2 people killed in a crash on Lighthouse Road. Police say a 22-year-old woman from Berlin swerved into oncoming or incoming traffic. She was killed, as well as a 77-year-old passenger in the other car. The cause of that crash is under investigation.
An update on a story we covered in the past: cell service in Ocean City hopefully improving. That's because town leaders are moving forward with an agreement with AT&T to add small cell towers. They would go in busy areas like the Inlet and Boardwalk. The phone company would be covering the cost of these towers that wouldn't come from taxpayer dollars. The plan is to install those in early November. And we're just getting started this evening.
Still to come, Berlin and West Salisbury Little League play for a spot in the state tournament.
We have a stormy night and storm. We keep in store. We have a very potent storm moving throughout Copeland, Mardella Springs. It's showing some indication of some early circulation. Expected to hit Seaford by 6:29, Laurel by 6:34, Georgetown by 6:51. This storm is blossoming and getting stronger as we speak, Maddie.
But first, surf fishing freedom. Some of Delaware's drive-on beaches dropping reservations. We'll show you where when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Fishermen were out casting lines at Delaware Seashore State Park today, and starting July 12th, they'll have a little more freedom to do so on weekends and holidays.
Coast TV's Christina DiRoberta shows us why reservations no longer required at most of Delaware's drive-on beaches and how people are feeling about it.
For the past 2 summers, if you wanted to fish from the sand on a weekend or holiday in Delaware, you had to reserve a spot. Now that's changing at more than half of Delaware's drive-on beaches. Starting this weekend, 7 out of 12 locations will be first come, first serve, like it used to be. The state says it's because these specific locations have not been hitting capacity.
At first, I didn't like it, but I was very opposed to it.
Sharon Dombrowski and her husband booked reservations often, and at first, she worried the change would make things too crowded.
Then I thought it was a good idea because there are so many people here and so many people that just come and don't necessarily fish.
Nearby at Conquest Beach, surf fishers Luca and Liam were on board from the start.
We got plenty of space, and I think it would be nice to not have to worry about that. I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to enable more people to access the beach.
Reservations are still required at Gordon's Pond, Herring Point, Navy Crossing, Point Crossing, and 3R's Beach. Denrex says those are the busiest spots on weekends and holidays from Memorial Day to Labor Day. For Coast TV News, I'm Christina DiRoberta.
We have an active severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 9 o'clock. This cell is gaining some much needed attention right now, making its way near Mardella Springs and Brookview, and we're expecting for it to continue to track towards the northeast. Right now, it's reaching up to 30 to 40,000 feet in elevation. So we're looking at it growing a very tall, strong storm. We're going to track this in detail, so I need you to stick around for this information. We are under threat of severe thunderstorms until 9 o'clock this evening, courtesy of a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for our area until that time frame. Now, with Cambridge, I want to kind of show you how the clouds are bulking up and developing quickly. The storm we're tracking right now kind of sidestepped the Cambridge community. We're at 86 degrees, but more rain will be on the way later on. This is that storm that I was telling you. See how it sidestepped our camera here in Cambridge, but it's still prompting concern for the formation of hail connected to this system as it makes its way through Brookview at this present time. Freezing it on the last frame here and getting a better perspective, you can see it's going to target the Seaford and Highway 13 area up towards Andrewsville. This storm is actually producing the shaft, and it's growing to the point of 30 to 40,000 feet. Now, when it gets into the 50 to 60, that's when I'm more so concerned about it possibly not only becoming a severe thunderstorm, but possibly causing some tornadic activity or some spin-off. Tracking this right now, it's moving toward the northeast, 25 miles per hour. So you follow the purple triangle that shows you. So we're expecting it to hit Bethel by 6:24, Seaford by 6:31, Georgetown at 6:52. And for the folks that are in Georgetown, we're going to have updates live in vivo in Espanol for you in Georgetown, in case it pushes throughout the Georgetown area, because that's a hub where we have a tremendous number of Spanish-speaking citizens. Now, we have along Highway 13 west over Princess Anne. This is another cell that we're tracking. It's going to make its way towards Chavax as well as Pritzville and possibly hitting Berlin right around the 7 o'clock hour. So we have those two distinct cells that we're keeping a very close eye on. Severe thunderstorm watch for the area in general, staying in effect until 9 o'clock. We have this trough that's helping to create more scattered showers and thunderstorms that are severe to our north. That's prompted the latest warnings. But that's going to stay to our north. What we have here is a tremendous amount of heat that's already in place. This heat can serve as a fuel for these storms, especially when you combine it with the dew point temperatures well into the 70s, which is a very juiced up atmosphere. Hence, why we're at least at a slight level with the threat of heavy downpours and somewhat gusty winds. The model that I'm seeing right now that's showing the possible potential of the strongest storms actually is pushing through and indicating by 10 o'clock, we're going to have Highway 13 inundated by heavy downpours. As far as tomorrow is concerned, we're going to still be warmer than usual, but not as warm. I mean, 89 degrees, that's just slightly above the norm for this time of the year. 90 in Berlin, 89 in Snow Hill. But our chances of rain will stay elevated, particularly for Friday with 82% chance there. Now, for Wednesday, we're looking for another line of thunderstorms to push through like it is for tonight. So we brace for a chance of 2 more inches of rain in Seaford and nearly that for us in Delmar. Last but not least, the UV index is going to stay elevated for the next few days in a row. Need for you to be mindful of that as we go into Thursday. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We'll keep you updated on any fast developing storms on our app for this evening.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
It's championship night on DSN. Let's preview the action happening right now in Centerville. Team Never Switch, Never Fold takes on Team Gophers. The winner of this game advances to the final tonight at the top of the hour. For more Summer League basketball highlights, be sure to head over to our website, delmarvasportsnetwork.com. Over in Salisbury, head on over to DSN Plus for district championship action. Berlin against West Salisbury Little League. West Salisbury won this game a season ago en route to the state championship. West Salisbury ultimately fell 2 wins short of a trip to Williamsport. You can stream this game on your computer, smart TV, or device. New subscriptions are just $6.99 per month. And the Orioles begin a new series against the Mets at home. Baltimore begins play still 7.5 games out of a wild card spot, but the O's did just sweep the Braves down in Atlanta. Brandon Young eyes his first victory of the season for Baltimore. He faces Met right-hander and former Yankee Clay Holmes. New York is second in the NL East coming into tonight's game. First pitch is in just a couple of minutes at 6:35. That over sports. We'll see you later on tonight.
Milford, it's quiet for now, but let's brace for some scattered showers to kick in and stick around at least until the 8 o'clock hour there. Active severe thunderstorm watch in effect for all of Sussex until 9 o'clock. This particular cell I'm keeping a close eye on because it's expected to be into Sharptown by 6:30, Seaford at 6:45, Laurel by 6:54. Our umbrella winner is Thomas Fingles of Milton. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Call our weather line. Keep up with your forecast. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandalis, as well, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at the exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, this isn't a one-offer here for tonight. We're going to have a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms continuing into Thursday, Friday, maybe skipping Saturday, then another round for us on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So we're in the midst of the dog days of summer, which means isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. It's going to be kind of par for the course.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.